cricket player Aiden Markram. Thank you, Aiden, for joining us today. Aiden, one of the greatest accolades of your career has been captaining the under-19 squad to a World Cup victory in 2014. So after all these years, if you look back at that achievement now, what is your fondest memories of that experience?
Look, it was a couple of years ago, but most definitely one of the most things that have stood out in our little careers. We were quite young at the time, still are quite young actually, but to experience what we experienced there in Dubai was second to none, and how we gelled on as a team was really awesome. Obviously it wasn't easy, but like I said, regardless of the result, we gained so much knowledge about the game, and I don't think you can put a price to it.
Yes. And to lead a team looking up to you for guidance and advice and encouragement is no small feat. So what did you gain personally from that experience, and how has it shaped you as a cricket player?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it's really helped with the experience side of things. As youngsters at the time, only 19 years old, you sort of learn another level of responsibility. It's quite an intense pressure, sort of knowing you're representing quite a few people from the country. But in the same breath, it's quite exciting. So to motivate the team obviously wasn't too difficult, because I mean anything in your national colours is an honour, and it's motivating in itself. So luckily it wasn't too difficult.
We have seen recently actually many players leave to go play in Australia and England, some Protea players and some players even from that under-19 squad. So what was the deciding factor that kept you here?
Look, I've always, as a kid, wanted to play at the highest level for the country. I thought moving countries would sort of be the soft and easy option out. I'd always wanted to give my chance, or give myself the best chance to make it, and I thought, being such a young age, it's quite silly to make a move not having given yourself the best chance. So that was sort of where my head was at. Obviously there's always going to be speculation in the day and age that we live, but I think there's definitely plenty of possibilities and opportunities for youngsters to do well in the country if they take the right route.
Yes. Well, while we're speaking about doing well in the country, you've seen many players that you captain, like Rabada and Ngidi, get called up to the national side. What are your thoughts about a national call-up at this stage, and is it a realistic goal that you're pursuing?
Like I mentioned, it's definitely a goal. It's a goal probably for every cricketer in the country. Realistically, it happening, I don't think it's close at all. I think there's a lot of work still to be done if it ever had to happen. But what's nice is it's something to work towards.
Yes.
I don't think if you set yourself small goals, there's no real point in sort of staying and doing what you're doing. So yeah, it's definitely a goal for me, but I know there's a lot more work for me to do if it ever happens.
Yeah. Well, the work you're currently doing is playing for the Titans, so let's talk a little bit about that experience. You scored a century on debut for them. So tell us about what it's been like playing for this team.
Oh, it's really awesome. They've got a very good culture, and it's a great environment to be in. It's an environment where you get better day by day just at training, and you rub shoulders with legends of South African cricket. I mean, Mark Bouch is our coach now, and I mean, it really is just awesome. So sort of going into a game, you don't feel too much pressure, because you know you're almost training against some of the best in the country just here at the Titans. So it really does help, and them helping you as a youngster, it's really awesome.
And if you look at this current success and even the potential success in the future, what would you say has led you to this point in your career?
Sure, I mean, I don't want to name all the cliches, but I think obviously there's to an extent a bit of hard work that's been done. It's not always easy, obviously the day and age that we live, but I mean, it's no excuse either. So like I mentioned earlier, it's been a bit of hard work. Fortunately, I've been able to get the odd opportunity, and I've been fortunate enough to take those opportunities as well. So hopefully we can just keep on doing that.
Yeah. And then lastly, there's a lot of younger players and upcoming players that are looking to your story, especially from your old school boys high and places like Tuks Cricket. So what kind of advice, having experienced the highs and lows of the sport, do you have for them?
Sure, I think it's a sport it's almost inevitable that you're going to go through bad patches. It's how you sort of deal with those tough times. I mean, there's no need to put additional pressure on yourself. It's actually a game where you fail more times than you succeed. So being able to deal with those failures is crucial in how far you go in the game. Being able to remain positive and when you get opportunities, know that you've prepared well enough to grab them with both hands.
All right, thank you very much, Aiden, for sharing some of your story with us.